Coming home. New York City, baby. I'll be honest. I'm pretty excited. Mama, Pops, and Cece, they're gonna be there. Playing in front of them in an NBA uniform for the first time is gonna be a special moment for me. Now I know all of Harlem's gonna be watching. No pressure, right? It's all good though. I've been waiting for this my entire life. And I'll be ready.
It's the Eastern Conference on display, featuring the Boston Celtics. Great to have you with us, everybody, live on 2K Sports.
After I'm done with their game, I'm signing over to the Miami Heat. Because honestly, I hate the Celtics. But my skills got me here, so post from your GTA community or whatever, I don't care.
Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Joe Johnson. And Shane Larkin subbed in for Jarrett Jack. On the floor for Boston, Long in at shooting guard. Kelly Olynyk is out there with David Lee. Then it's Jay Crowder, and it's Smart at the point. Right now, let's have a moment to check out the NBA's best three-point shooter.
How'd that even happen? Oh, he fouled me.
Percentage that is for him from three-point range this season. His deep touch is about as good as you're going to see.
Last season, the Celtics had a solid 19-22 road record, Clark. Not the 500 mark most teams want, but a very good effort from a young team, and no one really expected that.
Yeah, and you think about this team that's still growing and has a lot of youth. I mean, that kind of road record, very impressive. Their fans should be feeling pretty good about what the future holds with this group.
The bucket just not well protected, but still he doesn't convert too often. That's been the story with him.
Here's Long. No good. That would have tied it.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
The shot by Ellington, no good. Boston trailing. Smart dishes to Freak. Crowder, the pass to Lee. Here's Long. The shot goes down and it gets this game back to even. For Boston, they come into this one following a loss to the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, plagued by foul trouble throughout in that game. I think it just forced them into some rotations that they weren't comfortable with.
Yeah, and you know the frustrating part, guys, is that's something that can be avoided.
Why do you have to foul?
You can correct that, but you've got to move your feet and keep your hands to yourself.
Why you had to foul? He fouled for what reason? He had no reason to foul.
Second free throw, no good. After the Nets' big moves the past couple years, they were looked at as an older team, but you break it down, and you know, Greg, they're not as old as you think.
Actually had the fifth youngest team of anyone in the postseason. And so, though they seem older just because so many of their players had playoff experience or came into the league at a young age.
And it's going to be two free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
And you know, for the
See,
Nets,
this is why I hate Celtics. They always foul. I was picked in this game after the draft. I would have got picked 24th place, hoping I'll be 10th because 10th was the Miami Heat. But no, I was 24th.
And it's Bargnani in at the center position. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Johnson kicks to Larkin.
He's gonna bust a three.
And a miss there on the triple.
And even though the Nets were younger last season, they were tough in tight games, playing really like a bunch of veterans, and went 10-2 on the year in games decided by 3 or 4 points.
Freak dishes to Zeller. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Long. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway. Oh, and here comes Johnson all alone. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the lead.
Crowder, he's checked in for Freak. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of...
That's game right there. Oh, it's 28-31. If we can reel this one in, I would very much appreciate it. A little bit on my part. I need to stop being a ball hog.
Ladies and gentlemen, well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the month. And so it's Boston scraping by with the win.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaq and the Isaiah Thomas.
See the Jordan Player of the Year.
It was like he couldn't miss.
I mean, the Jordan Player of the game. I don't want to see it.
The NBA on 2K.
Let's just get this over with. Oh, well, we lost. It was 28-31. We lost. Wow. And my grade is probably a straight F for my performance, being a ball hog, calling for the ball, not having to pass to me.
What a life, eh, freak? 1 minute you're playing 21 and horse on the courts in Harlem, and the next moment you're in the show, configuring the gunmetal and graphite exterior of your electric car in your iPad. Oh, I bet you get a crazy crowd when you drive that car around the block in the old neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, living the dream. Mad pandemonium. But folks from back around the way are real proud of me.
Yeah, I hear it. Local kid makes good. You know, it kind of reminds me of when I took my tech stock public and I rang the New York Stock Exchange bell, and my mom's friends called her up and said, "Maggie, is that your son?"
I'm gonna skip this. You want me to skip this?
Tell you about Vic. He has his bad rap. It's not. I wish my in the paint shots were as good. You know what? Let's just do this. Nothing goes good for me until I literally beat the game, and that's when things start to get easy.
Hasn't already been said. He can play anywhere on the court, and he gets it done on both ends like nobody else in the league. If we can't slow him down, this game could get out of hand real quick.
Little true story. Me and my brother played this game, and I beat him 81 to 12, and then the last time I beat him 81 to 63. And just so you know, he's literally a grown man, bro. See, when I'm playing games, I get very egotistic. I start talking trash to people, and then things happen. Like, I literally try to sit there and just play cool. Like, you're doing good, but on honesty, I was sitting there just laughing.
Boston fans just one game before heading back out.
So well, certainly trash.
This one.
No, he's 26.
Quarter of action, just under
he's 26. He plays games that I hate, like RPGs. That's where I hate RPGs.
Second guessed at every turn, and that happens when you are picked to make the finals, but also when you coach LeBron James.
God.
And if the shot's not there, you've got to understand that. Move the basketball.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not quite sure
maybe,
what his mindset
maybe.
What he was thinking there. I mean, that was just a terrible shot.
And that's an aggressive play to try to get the rebound.
We just started this, and they already at 19. I literally just got put in, so none of this is my fault.
He wasn't in good position there, and he was never going to get the ball. He just wasted a foul.
Boston making a switch here. Smart's checked in. And Cleveland with a change here.
Over the back foul. Who did it? Please tell me it wasn't us. Please tell me it wasn't us. Oh, come on. It was us.
Williams double team. A drive by Shumpert over Lee. And that one goes long.
I need
the inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
Here's Long. No good. Williams with the defensive effort. And now we'll go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to talk with David Blatt.
He said one of the key points for them defensively will be limiting the production of David Lee, adding, he's a guy who can score inside and out, plays with great energy, and his passing really opens up. Their whole offense. We've got to keep him off the glass and always see ball and man when he's got it. Basketball 101, Kevin. We'll see if they can execute.
Thanks, Doris. Shot clock at 6. Freak kicks to Zeller. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
Yeah, great concentration there, Greg. Hung in there. He didn't let that contact throw him off at all. Stayed focused on the rim, knew he was going to get hit, and still was able to finish.
Jefferson's checked in for Cleveland.
I need to stop being a ball call on everything.
The Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They had a lot of new faces and people that were bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being as we saw.
Yes.
You know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th. Spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes though.
Why didn't no one close that gap?
That got them going, I think.
And it really starting to look like they're going to have one of those days where nothing goes wrong.
Well, Greg, they certainly haven't done
anything wrong. Someone needs to get over here.
Stretching the lead into double digits already.
And the pass to Long.
And those mid-season trades for the Cavs really turned things around. Mozgov came in, J.R. Smith and Shumpert secured that 2 spot, gave this team an incredible edge defensively.
Yeah, and you know, they built the roster to how they played best mid-season. I mean, it was a great job, I think, by the front office to get the players that fit best into the locker room.
I never miss a foul shot in my life.
Johnson, he's checked in for Boston. Now here's Shumpert, guarded by Long.
No.
Down it goes, jamming that one home.
How about the start
Shumpert gets on my nerves.
Here, huge lead, and we're still in the first quarter.
And guys, it hasn't just been the scoring. I mean, they're playing tremendous defense too.
Long passes to Zeller. score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Just such a good shooter from that range.
And you factor in his height advantage, it's almost unfair.
Right side jumper. Baseline J on the way. That drops. And it
don't
comes
no
off
one
assist from
get on him. They literally see that. They literally know that
6 seconds left here in the first quarter.
He's an in the paint person.
You're smart. No good on the buzzer beater. And here's Freak on his experience as a one-and-done college player.
It was definitely a hard decision. I had to sit down with my family and weigh the options and really take the time to figure out what's best for me. It was tough. I mean, I loved my team, my coaches, and just the whole college experience, you know. But on the other hand, there's always a risk of injury, you know. I just felt...
Now with more and more freshmen, Clark.
You know what? I know you're tired of me being trash, so you know I'm gonna convert over to what I'm good at, where I can actually not play as one person but multiple people, so it's like easier for me.
To the pros.
They caught me. They straight caught me. He's an in the paint shooter. I straight up just got slam dunked on. Not the first time, but I hope it's the last time.
Como un libro abierto, ansiosa de aprender la historia no contada de nuestros ancestros, con el viento que dejaron los abuelos y que vive en cada pensamiento de esta amada tierra. Quien sabe cuidarlo es quien de verdad la quiera. Vengo para mirar de nuevo, para ver los sitios y despertar el ojo ciego, sin miedo. Tú y yo descolonicemos lo que no.
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Ernie Johnson joined by Shaquille O'Neal. Kenny the Jet Smith, thanks for tuning in. You're watching the NBA on 2K Sports. In a few moments, we'll be sending you out to Miami as the Heat go up against the Phoenix Suns. For Phoenix, coming off a loss in the first game of the season, they'll no doubt be anxious to put tonight's contest in the win column and avoid an 0-2 start. And as we take a few moments here, Shaq, the term basketball IQ is constantly thrown around these days. What exactly is meant by that? Because I don't have it.
Ernie, I have no idea. You know, you... Welcome, fans. Thanks for joining us for this Friday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. For the Miami Heat, they won their last contest, that game against Philadelphia.
And in that game, guys, I mean, the beneficiary of what was some very lackluster defense being played against them.
Agreed, guys. It was really quite shocking and disappointing how many free runs to the hoop they got.
And now the opening lineup for Phoenix. Tucker and Morris holding the forward spots. Booker out there at Bledsoe. And it's Chandler in at the center, filling out the middle. Now, here's Whiteside. Bosch passes to Wade. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Tell you what, guys, it was a bit of a mixed bag for Eric Bledsoe last season. Average career highs in rebounds and assists. Those were the good parts. But for some reason, the field goal and three-point percentages dropped 30-plus points.
Wade gets the bucket.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Dishes to Booker. From deep. Rebound by the Heat. This game against Phoenix here, it's the first look at the Suns.
And you know, last year, not a huge between these teams, but they still managed to win every game.
Ooh, did you see that? He didn't stand a chance. It was over. I'm just getting warmed up.
in the season series.
You know, you can call it luck, favorable matchups, favor. They ran the table. We'll see if that continues here tonight, guys.
He got right to the cup using that screen.
Lucky
Tucker's got his second basket of the night.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket?
That's good.
How about 3 or 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
Now here's Bledsoe. He's coming off a 19-point game against Indiana.
And don't forget about his playmaking in that game either. I mean, he did a great job of attacking the D and creating opportunities for both himself and his teammates.
A nice shot by Booker.
Well, I like the way they're sharing the ball, and Bledsoe right in the middle, spreading it around.
Right side Bosch. Lets it go from 11, and the Heat get another bucket right there.
4 or 5 shots have dropped for them already. Not a bad way to get things started.
Oh, if my defense was as good as my shooting.
And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call.
Let's look at the stats for Bosch. A very nice season for him last year. Last season put up about 21 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. And after a disappointing season last time around, he's got to feel like he got a lot to prove.
Dragic can make them 3-point shots, so all I gotta do.
And then get busy fixing.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great hit.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away
I should feel
empty,
ashamed right now, but you know what? I don't, because that's my fault.
I like the movement and communication there.
And so here is Miami after the Suns pick up 2. The drive by Wade. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. Wade's got 6. The Suns trailing. The dish to Tucker. Bledsoe with it. Now guarded by Dragic. And Whiteside sends it back. Here's Bledsoe. And it's Whiteside with the rebound.
My goodness, how about that miss? I mean, that's 2 easy points that they just given away.
Dragic dishes to Whiteside. That's in coming off an assist from Dragic. Whiteside's got his first bucket in this one.
Boy, I really love the way Dragic spreads that ball around.
Suns trail by 4. First quarter of play, and just over 3.5 minutes in. Bledsoe passes
My
to Chandler,
girlfriend is over here watching me play 2K right now, and plus I'm in the middle of being on fire. Like I'm literally over here doing what I do best.
How Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
You come in at the wrong time, you know that?
Coming off the steal like it did.
And especially the fact that it now ties the game. The lead was about to be stretched out, and instead, it's back even.
And now running
We're
up the
tied.
court, Bledsoe pushing it up.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
I'm not going to follow it.
Presented by Kia. What a play. Now here's Dang. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change.
And he's made more than his fair share of those today.
He don't know what he doesn't know what he's talking about.
A nice shot by Tucker.
I hate the Phoenix on everything. I straight hate them.
With their passing.
The simple fact that they have that rhythm and flow that
have all come off assists.
And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass?
Look at what we got here.
Amari Stoudemire. He's checked
2 free
in for
throws.
Whiteside. And Phoenix also making a switch. Brandon Knight, he's checked in for Booker. And one of Goran Dragic's greatest traits, Greg, excelling in the open court. High energy point guard, a lot like you, speed to burn, very smart guy. Coveted by many.
He really is. And Kevin,
I'm not gonna be shocked if it turns out to become a tie in this game. I'm really not.
A la Tony Parker, except he's also equally adept at facilitating for others and spotting up for the 3, or just taking it to the rack himself.
And Miami making a change here. Chalmers is checked in.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
Here's Knight. Lays it up and banks it in.
And, you know, back to Goran Dragic, many of his transition
opportunities. Bro, you're going to sabotage my YouTube channel because I won't play Division 2.
Instincts to jump passing lanes, the long arms, to pick off passes. Suddenly, when he gets a steal, he's off and running.
And both teams on fire from the opening tip.
Well, I don't doubt it, Greg. We're going to have an entertaining game of basketball here today. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that's the case.
Now, here is Knight. 11 points for him in that last game against Indiana. Here's Morris, and it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
I tell you, we're taking a look at some real deficiencies defensively. I mean, they've given up 5 straight good looks in the paint.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Winslow's checked in for Bosch, and it's Gerald Green in for...
Okay, wow. Okay, he should be gone.
And talking about Goran Dragic, the one thing he has to...
Bro, did you see that 3 I just busted?
...to be careful with is being over.
I don't think that was luck.
Reaching for steals makes you susceptible to blow-bys and escape dribbles, and that can lead to uncontested layups and dunks for your opponent.
Now here's Dang. He had 13 points in the win against Philadelphia.
And he also looked to attack at the defensive end of the floor. 3 steals in that game.
Here's Knight, following the score by Luol Deng.
And the lead goes right back. What a seesaw affair we've got going on.
This game's right there for the taking, but neither team can quite grab hold of it. Like a slippery bar of soap there. Somebody's got to take charge here.
Clark, this tug-of-war game continues.
You know what? And they just keep flip-flopping the lead again and again and again.
And, guys, that's lucky number 7 already in this game.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions yet.
That's good.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Time-dropping delights is what I call it.
That's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he's on the money.
Oops.
And Luol Deng gets the whistle that time. Lures checked in for Morris. Knight wide open, sinks the three-pointer. Knight's got it all tied up now for Phoenix.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
Here's Green. Off the left rim and out.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
One kick kicks to Warren, and the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good.
I wish people would stop distracting me.
And guys, what do you think about the hustle stance for Phoenix?
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
Calm down.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times.
Get smart.
An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Winslow's shot is off. And now Warren running the floor.
I need to go watch YouTube tutorials about how those shots thing works.
Now it's a 6-point Suns lead.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
I'm not going to go answer
There's
that.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and
substitution. Wait, I would like to put in substitution.
For the Phoenix Suns, they come into this one following a loss to Indiana.
Yeah, foul trouble early on, I thought, set the tone in that game, and it just made it difficult for them to get over the hump.
Yeah, it really got them out of sync, and that hurt them big time. Forced them to go much deeper into their bench than they would have liked to.
And just a nice combination of size and feel there. Terrific finish down low.
What a year for the Suns in terms of transactions. Started the season with Dragic and Thomas on the roster and moved them both, Clark, at the deadline.
And, you know, most folks saw the Dragic trade coming after his disagreements with the team. The Thomas trade was a bit of a surprise, though.
Here's the Suns with the ball. Stringing it together. They've got an 11-2 run going. Good ball movement here by the Suns. And he gets it to go. Lure's got his second bucket tonight.
Really not hard to see why they're giving up points on this run. I mean, they've just given them too many looks inside.
Yeah, and usually when a team goes on a run like this, it's because they are getting too many opportunities on the inside. Make them beat you from deep.
Here's Knight. Justice Winslow picking up that last bucket. There's 48 seconds left to play here in the first. It's Knight with the drive. Comes up empty off the pick.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
Here's Weems following the score by Miami. From 13, and the shot no good, a bit short.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Winslow. It's hauled in by the Suns.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Knight against Dang. 1 second left. And let's hear from Tyson Chandler. He talked about what he brings to this team. Chandler has long been the kind of player all coaches want on their team. He's the definition, Greg, of an unselfish player who doesn't care about his ego or his stats.
Yeah, and he knows that and prides himself on it. That also makes him the kind of player his teammates appreciate so much because they know nobody wins any rings without a guy like Tyson Chandler on the team.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And from what we've seen, guys, from Phoenix, what do you guys see?
I just like the way they're getting out in the open floor, taking advantage of all those fast break chances here early on.
I agree with you, Greg. I mean, they can run, and they've done a good job filling the lanes in transition.
On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Suns.
I don't understand.
Jay Tucker is out there with John Lure. And it's Chandler. Then there's Bledsoe. And it's Booker in at the two-guard spot. Kicks it to Dragic. And the pass to Wade. Chandler with the steal.
He just broke my ankles.
Now here's Booker. Wade is covering. Tips it. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. Chandler's got the lead up to 8 now for Phoenix.
Boy, nice.
Only way I'm catching up, so I'll bust me a 3.
And made it work.
Yeah, and those second chance points, Clark, they do add up.
Yes, sir.
And they do, and guys, that's the last line of your defense there. Everything else was good, but you have to finish it off with possession.
And one thing about Mario Chalmers last season, he really had to play a different role. And it took him some time, Greg, to get used to.
Yeah, and anytime your team loses a superstar like LeBron James, other guys get asked to do a little bit more. Mario was asked to be more of an aggressive scorer, a role that isn't so easy to jump into after 6 years of being that 4th or 5th option in the offense.
You know, so many games are decided by which
I just want to break. That's all I want. I want to get lucky. I just want to get lucky. I'm about to be beaten 36 to 50.
The glass has given them the advantage, but it's also been the
That's just his payback for bragging.
Made a difference.
You know, going back to Mario Chalmers last year, guys, I mean, having to take on more of a scoring role was tough for him. His field goal percentage dropped 50 points from the season before. His three-point percentage dropped even more. His assist numbers were down. Well, I bet you part of that was the fact LeBron was no longer there.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Good.
That's an easy. We call those bunnies. That's what they need.
And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Dragic against Bledsoe. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2.
That is not no foul. Yo. Maybe it was. I just want to win. That's all I'm here for.
He's been known to hit big shots, a solid finisher, and that is valuable.
Oh, that's 50.
But when you ask him maybe to do a little too much, then you're not playing to his strength.
The Suns making a switch here. Morris is checked in.
One thing about Eric Bledsoe, he made it clear he wanted to be paid like an upper-tier player, and that led to quite a negotiation between he and the Suns last year. Ultimately, the two sides agreed to a 5-year, $70 million deal.
Now, here's Wade. 8 points for him. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play. So it'll be Mario Chalmers shooting. It's going to go on Markieff Morris. The free throw drops for Chalmers. Talking about Eric Bledsoe's contract, many insiders felt like it was too much for a sporadic talent. We knew that he was the good backup in Los Angeles with the Clippers and going to Phoenix in a more prominent role. You know, but he went on to have a dynamic season, proving that, you know, Greg, and you know this position.
I think the only reason I'm doing so good is because your love is helping me.
I agree. I mean,
that's exactly what it is.
When it comes to Bledsoe, I mean, the rebounds and assists, the averages were up last
year,
but his shooting percentages were down. So is Bledsoe a near max level player? Only time will tell.
No.
Morris a screen. Here's Chandler. The Heat trail by 5. Some firepower, Clark, from his offense.
Yeah, Kevin, how about the air confidence? I mean, they really look like they believe in what they're doing.
Yeah, they got a nice groove going right now offensively.
Here's Bledsoe following the basket by Chris Bosh. Tucker. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Bledsoe's got 10 assists here tonight. So active. Takes it from 10. Nice D from Chandler.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Tucker dishes to Chandler. Morris with the ball. And Bosh picks him up defensively, and he gets the bucket.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Here's Chalmers. Shot is off. So Phoenix will take it the other way. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. Next up on the docket, the Bucks following this one. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. A floater, and it's Dragic with the rebound.
And fancy finishes like that look great, but man, it's embarrassing when you blow them.
Good ball movement here by Miami. Stolen by...
Hello.
Bledsoe. And Phoenix pushing it up now. Chandler's shot, good. Chandler's got his third bucket of the night.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration and alertness. Turnover and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
And really a few more of those and this game could be over.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that can't continue. I mean, if they hope to get back
well, they stop getting spamming me.
Deflating from a morale standpoint, they need stops and points, not turnovers.
Here is Whiteside. After Eric Bledsoe's score, good. Chalmers has got 7 points for the quarter. And it's Phoenix's ball. They've got a 12-2 run in progress.
And on the bench for the Suns is Jeff Hornacek, probably one of the tougher coaches in the league. Here, if you make mental
I said I wasn't going to answer it, and I'm going to go
Amari Stoudemire. He's checked in for Whiteside. Winslow comes in for Dwayne Wade. And it's Gerald Green in for Mario Chalmers. And the Suns here with a different look. Alex Lenz checked in for Chandler. T.J. Warren comes in for P.J. Tucker. Sonny Weems checks in for Booker. And it's Brandon Knight in for Eric Bledsoe. And for Coach Hornacek, Greg, he learned from one of the toughest coaches as a player. You know, several trips to the finals. And you know this guy well, Clark. Jerry Sloan was the guy that molded Jeff Hornacek.
One of the outstanding coaches in the history of the NBA, Jerry Sloan. Although Hornacek saw all that success in Utah, this is a homecoming job for him because he started his career in Phoenix.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Knight for three. Miami grabs the miss.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
No doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down.
Morris outside. Passes to Weems. Outside Knight. Pass to Len. They grab their own miss. Fires for three. And Brandon Knight hits from deep. Knight's
this
got
Brandon Knight
Well, guys,
is
they've
somebody.
shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
A nice shot by Winslow.
And boy, has he come alive. Since the start of the second quarter, he has been on fire.
Knight passes to Warren. Green with the rebound. The Heat trail by 11. Bosch kicks to Stoudemire. Pass to Dragic. Stoudemire with the ball. Now guarded by Len. The feed to Morris. And the rejection by Stoudemire. Oh, and a fast break for the Heat. Up the floor. And it's Green with the jam.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
And first time out of the game called for Phoenix. Amari Stoudemire, with a change of scenery last season, was bought out by the Knicks, signed with the Mavs midway through the season.
That was the best thing to happen to Stoudemire, in my opinion, Kevin. He got to play playoff basketball again, and we know that wasn't going to happen in New York.
Luol Deng has checked in for Miami. And the Suns also making a change. John Lure, he's checked in for Markieff Morris.
And guys,
Sometimes
they
I
continue
wish
to
I
put
could
a
get
lot of
lucky.
pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
What?
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Yes, Kevin, during that last break, I heard Jeff Hornacek as he addressed his team. He preached patient offense and encouraged his guys to use the shot clock. He wants his guys to be deliberate. Well, Coach not wasting any time in tweaking the game
Get
plan.
lucky.
We'll see if it makes a difference as we approach halftime, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris.
And for Stoudemire last year, served as a backup big for the Mavs and was still as efficient as ever. And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as they're looking to battle back, that's one of the key elements. You got to rebound. He's played an important role in their offense today, guys. Without him, they may not be in the league.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Stoudemire.
And a look here at the Heat, how they ranked in the NBA last season. 6th in opponent points per game, 11th in field goal percentage. And they were in the top half of the league in steals as well. Pretty impressive.
And back to their ranking in terms of opponents' points per game. Kind of an old school stat, but sometimes pace of play can factor in. But make no mistake, they made things difficult for their opponents.
I don't think Stoudemire will ever be what he once was, but he is a valuable big to bring off the bench for a contending team in limited minutes.
Now, here's Warren. And again, Brandon Knight. Knight's got 12 points in the game.
And they've done a great job of just keeping the pressure up on the scoreboard.
And that's why they're starting to pull away. I mean, not becoming conservative at all. Just adding to the lead. I love seeing a team do that.
Now Knight, after the missed three from Luol Deng. In transition, here comes Miami. Dragic is running from deep three-point range. They get it again. Here's Stoudemire. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. The Heat shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. The first one falls. And both free throws good for Stoudemire. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Knight into the lane. Here's Lure. And Winslow pulls it down. Green inside the three-point line, and he knocks down the jumper. Green's got his second basket of the game. Dishes it to Warren. Back to Knight with 1 on the clock. So we've reached the end of the...
Well, Tyson, come...
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Kenny the Jet. The first half was all about Brandon Knight. He had 12 points, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. Let's hear from you, Shaq, on the Suns.
Those second chance buckets came into play in a big way. Those are effort points, momentum builders, salvaging points off the scrap heap. You never heard me say scrap heap before, Ernie. I don't even know what it means. It just sounded good.
And Kenny, what are your thoughts on Miami?
One problem is that they didn't show enough aggressive.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but you know, anything can happen. An exceptional performance from Brandon Knight.
How about the magic touch he had on display there in that first half in terms of finding his teammates? Just a plethora of assists.
Plethora, you're going deep into that dictionary of yours, man. It's not a common occurrence with this guy, though. Typically, he's more of a finisher, but that's not been the case in this one.
Dang and Bosh, your small and power forwards. Dragic is joined in the backcourt by Wade, and it's Whiteside in at the 5, down low. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Dwayne Wade continues Clark to change his game as he gets older. I admire the way guys can do that. Their head says... one thing, but their body kind of tells them another.